Hey guys, what's up? Oh, shaking screen. Um, this video is a couple days late. I was planning on doing it the 21st. I was for a while, but unfortunately the band, well not unfortunately, but the band was in DC, and I couldn't really do much because I had 3 roommates in there. And it's not that I'm embarrassed, it's that I don't want to do this with roommates in the room because it's weird. As many of you may know, on the 21st, well, the 21st of last year, my father had passed away, and the 21st this year was the 1 year anniversary of him actually passing. Um, and during that, the band was in DC, so I couldn't really be with family, which sucked. But I was with friends. A lot of you didn't even know that the day the band had marched was the 1 year since my dad died. It was rough. I tried not to show it because didn't want to like kill anybody's good time. I always think of others, and I mean, I understand that I could have just been sulky and mean all day, and people would have understood. But I'm not that kind of guy. I always think of other people. I had Mr. Cardwell come up to me and talk to me for a couple minutes. Basically, it really sucks. This year has been really bad. Uh, it has gotten better. I went through that really bad relationship. I went through a couple bad relationships actually. Um, I just need to stay single, honestly. I've never had luck with relationships. Focus on school, which actually about school, I have a 3.8 GPA before finals, so depending on what I get on finals, that should determine my GPA. That's the highest I've ever gotten. My lowest grades in MST, and that's an honors class, so that's understandable why I have a B minus in it. I go there for game design, and it's hard. It's a lot of work. Um, but yeah, back to my dad in DC. Um, it's been rough, but I do have friends there to help me out. Uh, a lot of you know people who have really been negative in my life. A couple people I've had relationships with, and just people that don't grasp the concept that my father has passed away, and they're not sensitive towards it. And I'm not asking people to change their entire lives because my father passed away, because it's not their fault, it's not my fault, it's nobody's fault, it just happened. Um, but at the same time, people just aren't considerate. They make jokes not thinking that my father had passed away, so they make jokes about like a dad joke, and it really hits me. And a couple things that have really sucked. I see somebody in the mall or in a store, a little boy with their dad, and they're like joking around, having like a father-son bonding moment, and I makes me realize that I can't have those anymore. That whole pat on the back and that's my boy, like I've gotten that before, but I realize that I can't get it again, and it sucks. It really does. Um, I don't. It's hard to adjust to something like this. I think a lot of people have said I handled it very maturely when he did pass. I was the one that was strong for my family. I tried to be there for everybody else, and then I kind of showed my emotion on my own time. I didn't take anybody else's because that was their time to grieve and do other stuff, and I focused on me later, alone. And I understand that people are there for me, but I handle things better by myself. Um, I do not, and I understand that people aren't going to judge me if something happens and I shed a tear in class, and people aren't going to judge me for that. But I'm not the kind of person to show my emotions in public. It's just not me. Uh, I've had some people say that I try to get attention through my father's death, and this isn't a personal attack on anybody because I've had it from multiple people. Um, just I know some people might think I'm personally attacking them. I'm really not. I'm sorry if you think that. They just tell me, oh, well, you need to just get past it. It happened, but it happened a year ago, so you shouldn't be as affected by it by now. But that sort of thing that relieves you, and especially at 15. I was 15 when you passed away, and it's hard to lose a parent at any age. But at 15, it's rough, especially when you're just going through high school. And I mean, it's one thing if you're like 4 and 5 years old because you don't really understand what's going on. You don't grasp the concept that he's not going to be there anymore. And by the time you do, you're old enough it's been so long that it doesn't affect you as much anymore. And a lot of people are like, oh, my father passed away when I was 7 years, passed away at 15. Yeah, mine was 8 years before you. Yeah, but you didn't understand what was going on. You couldn't grasp the concept. You hadn't bonded with your dad as much as I did. My dad taught me how to shoot a gun, how to reload a gun, hold it safely, do all these other things. Be a man, how to treat women. My father was the most respected person in my opinion. He was the person I most respected. I mean, I respect my whole family. I respect a lot of people, but he was one I held in most regard. He was the Freemasons and I'm losing my voice. The Freemasons Shriner, where he went and talked to really sick little kids and gave them a reason to laugh. And even if you change the life of one person, that still is still huge. I realize I'm just rambling at this point, but that was the point of this video. Um, if you have negative comments about anything I said, keep them to yourself. They're not benefiting anybody. If anything, it's going to cause an argument, and I don't need that. If you have negative comments, or if you have a comment about it, if it's a positive comment, feel free to comment, message me personally, talk to me in school. You know, it's been rough, and second semester is probably going to be a little rough. I don't know, just recently I've been kind of upset, so a hug in the hallways, hey Joe, what's up? Even just out of nowhere, even if I barely talk to you, don't even ask me, come up and hug me, give me a high five, just something to show that I do have people there, because I understand that they are, but I think that I don't realize it most of the time. So yeah, just if you have negative comments, keep them to yourself. They're not benefiting anybody, they're not benefiting you. You're not big and bad just because you're showing me up on Facebook, because honestly, it's Facebook. It's not that big a deal. And again, with the whole show me that you're there, message me personally. If you have a positive comment, please leave it. Honestly, it really makes my day when people are like, Joe, I'm here for you, this and that. So just leave a positive comment, or don't leave anything. Thanks.